Okay, perfect.
It just was not good.
I just harvested some rhubarb. Hello everyone, welcome to a new weekly vlog. I'm being extremely brave, okay? There's a woman next to me in her car and I'm being really brave about that. But I have come down to Manchester, Vermont, which is one of my favorite places. It is such a cute little town and I'm just doing something for myself today. Like, I had such a busy work day, had a busy couple weeks, and I needed to do one thing in Manchester. And so I thought, you know what? Let's make a little evening out of it. So I am at this store I'm parked here called Zippy Chicks, which I actually consign clothing through. Instead of donating some of my like nicer clothes that I don't want anymore, that don't fit me, I sell them at this store, and then whatever doesn't sell, they donate. So that is what I'm doing today. But you can only donate one tote bag at a time. And so that's what I have. One bag of clothes, and I'm gonna go drop this off in there, and then after that I'm going to literally one of my favorite places on earth, which is the local needlepoint store here in Manchester called the Pine Needle. I am so excited. I never really get to come here because it's so far from where we live. Like, this is an hour drive. If we lived any closer, I would literally be working there because I'm obsessed and love the people who work there, and I'm really excited to go tonight. Every Wednesday night they do a stitch night, so the store closes at 5 and then people can just hang out and work on their projects together. And so I brought my projects and I'm really excited. I need to get some more thread, and so after I drop off my clothes, that is the first stop that I am going to have, and I'm going to hang out there for a couple of hours, which I'm very excited about, and just kind of chill and maybe meet some new people. And I've actually never gone to stitch night alone. Connor's sister Caitlin has always come with me whenever we've gone. I don't even normally go to the store by myself because usually either Connor's with me or Caitlin is. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I was gonna come down here anyways to donate clothes, and I was like, if I do it on Wednesday, I can stay for stitch night and like make an evening out of it. So that's my plan. I need to leave here though after I drop off my clothes and actually get gas before, because I don't know what time gas stations close later, and it will only be 7 o'clock, but I just feel like it maybe is a good idea to do it before. I don't know. That's the plan. Okay, what the hell is going on with this lighting? I fucked this up. Okay. Anyways, I brought my clothes in and they were like, oh, do you want to wait in here to for me to process them? Actually, I don't even think she asked. I think she just said you can wait right here while I process them. And I was like, okay, totally. Normally I don't do that though. Normally I just leave and then whatever they don't want, they donate, which is nice because then I don't really know what it is that they don't want. But I stood there for like 5 minutes and then she was like, okay, we're gonna pass on these things. And I'm like, why did that hurt my feelings? Why did it hurt my feelings that she didn't take all my clothes? I'm like, I gave you guys a Skims tank top. You don't want that? Okay, weird. So yeah, I didn't love that, and now I have the burden of having these clothes with me. I don't know what to do with, so I guess I'll be donating them. Now that's just like one more thing that I have to deal with, which is just really, really fucking awesome. And I'm like, why didn't you want all my gorgeous clothes? There was a dress in there. There was a checkered set. I do think that the age demographic, perhaps, of people who are shopping in this store are not like the hippest people. It's a little gearing maybe a little older. So I'm like, you didn't want my dress, you didn't want my Skims tank top that I just am getting rid of because it's so tight and doesn't fit me. That's weird. You didn't want these Gap baggy jeans with a drawstring. Do you know how hip those are? Couldn't believe that. All right, how the fuck do I get to the needlepoint store? I have no service in this godforsaken town. I also don't know how to get to even get gas. I know there is a gas station. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have to figure out how to get to the needlepoint store by map. Okay. Hi guys. It is a while later. I just finished up my stitch night at the needlepoint store. It was so nice and so fun. I just picked up pizza from Christo's in Manchester, and even though it has to sit in the car for the next hour, we are gonna eat that for dinner. I also got a Greek salad, which I'm very happy about. I have a 50-minute ride home. I need to get going because it's already 7:20. Hello, today's the next day. We were so spontaneous today. I bought tickets to see Mumford & Sons and Noah Kahan. It's Mumford & Sons and Friends, but Noah Kahan is a special guest, I think, in Burlington, Vermont tonight at the fairgrounds there. So we're heading out to go do that. We're gonna stop at McDonald's along the way. It's in Essex Junction. It's not in Burlington. And then, yeah, we're gonna go to the concert, which we're really excited about. We're so spontaneous and crazy, and I'm excited. Hey guys, it is Friday. Remember, shout out to the shelves that I set up and completely damaged the wall. Amazing. I had to text my dad because I broke our chair. Yay! So exciting. And I literally just said, help, how do I fix this? Okay, so it's Friday. I'm absolutely boiling, but trying not to turn on the air conditioning. Love. I just had such a great meeting with someone very exciting who is going to be helping me with YouTube and the podcast. So I'm really excited about that, like really, really excited. So with that being said, last night was so fun. I'm so glad that we went to that concert. Oh my God, it was like literally the coolest concert I'd ever been to before. So it was Mumford & Sons and Friends. So it wasn't a part of their like regular tour. It's like this other tour that they've been doing, I guess this summer, where they bring like a bunch of artists with them. And it's kind of a surprise as to who's gonna be there. I think there are some people who've been touring with them the whole time, but then people who they announce will be like a special guest, and then people who just are there and the audience had no idea that they were gonna be there. But it was at the fairgrounds in Essex Junction, and when we got there, it was really cool because it kind of was set up like the fair, honestly. It was like food vendors, food trucks, so many things. I got my fried Oreos that I really wanted, and we had eaten before we went, so we didn't like eat there. And honestly, the lines were so long, but they had literally every type of food that exists. It was crazy. And living in Vermont, like I feel so anonymous because I didn't grow up here. So I'm like, oh my God, nobody knows me. Like I just live here. Like just, I can go out to public however I want. Like no one knows who I am, which is so dumb because one, we have friends here now. And also Connor's family all lives here. So we run into family too. And I'm like, whenever I see someone in public that I know, I'm like shocked that they know who I am. But anyways, when we were up there, which is still like where we went was like an hour and a half from where we live, and immediately we walk in and someone's like, Erin, oh my God, hi. And I'm like, Connor was like, how do you know someone here? I'm like, I don't know. And it was someone that I know. And then we kept going and got into like where the concert was gonna be. And so it was like the stage, the kind of like dirt GA area, and then there were grandstand seats, which I wouldn't have even wanted to sit in the grandstand. Like it looked like everybody there was just sitting the whole time, which I thought was really weird. And it was like further back from GA. So I'm like, how are those tickets more expensive? Like they were further away from the stage, and like, yes, they had a seat, but like, if I wanted to, I could literally walk up to the front of the stage. So I'm like, it's so backwards to think about how you think of concerts. But anyways, yes, we stood the whole time. And when we first got to where we were standing, someone was like, oh my God, Erin. And I was like, what the hell? How do I know people here? Connor was like, no way you have seen more people that you know here than I have. And I'm like, yeah, I do not know how that is even possible. But both people that I saw, I was so happy to see, and it was just so random and funny. And anyways, then the concert started and Maggie Rogers came out. I was like literally shocked because I had looked at the list beforehand and I was like, okay, I know Nathaniel Rateliff, but like everybody else I was like, I've never heard of before, and like will be great, but you know, didn't know anybody else besides Noah Kahan. I knew that he was going to be the like special guest of the evening, but in terms of like the beginning acts, I was like literally shocked when all of a sudden Maggie Rogers came out, and I was like, oh my God. So it was so cool. It was like literally the most unique concert I'd ever been to, in terms of like the opening act was a culmination of all of these different artists singing one or two songs of their own, and then singing covers together and singing on each other's songs. It was like not a traditional show in the sense that you're like, here's the opening act, or here's like the 1-2 opening acts and then the main stage performance. It was like Maggie Rogers sang a couple songs, people were singing with her, they all sang a cover together, she sang another song, then it was like another group, and then everyone was singing songs together. It was like they all together were the opener. It was so interesting. And there was an MC who was like, isn't Maggie Rogers amazing? Like, how lucky are we to have her here? Like, blah, blah, blah. And coming up next, we've got blah, blah, blah. It was like, I don't know. It was like thoroughly entertaining the entire time. It was so good. And then it was like, it went by so fast because the other piece of it is that there was never a dull moment. Like, we weren't waiting for, you know, sets to turn over. We're not changing. Like, it was like, Maggie Rogers is done. Awesome. The person who's singing next is literally right next to her because they were singing on the last song. Like, it was just, I don't know. It was so cool. And then Mumford & Sons came out on their, like, together just on their own and sang some of their songs, and people came and joined in with them on their songs. And then Noah Khan came out, and he was kind of like the final performance of the night, kind of. And then people were singing all on his songs. He sang, what did he sing? I literally like could not even tell you like half the songs that were performed because there were so many. But I know that Noah Khan sang Stick Season, Orange Juice, Maine, Young Blood, and I thought there was one more. Paul Revere. And like everyone, like Maggie Rogers was singing Maine. It was crazy. It was literally like mind altering, like to that we were seeing this. It was so freaking cool. And then after Noah Khan performed, they came out and performed a couple other songs. They sang Wagon Wheel, which apparently the guy who wrote Wagon Wheel was like on the stage, and he was there and he was singing, and he's like, I wrote this in New Hampshire. And we're like, what is happening? And they sang I'll Get By With a Little Help From My Friends and a couple other songs, and then it was over. But like we kind of started moving out like towards our car by the like second to last song, which we just had to guess, and it was almost 11 o'clock. So I'm like, how is this gonna go on any longer? Like, this is crazy. And mind you, we literally had an hour and a half to drive home. So we were like, okay, we need to like leave because we're gonna get home and it's gonna be like 1 a.m. if we don't leave like now. So I did that and kind of left like literally at the perfect timing, like before the masses were gonna come out. So we got out with no traffic, which was amazing because we were parked at Fairgrounds. Like, we're literally never getting out of there. Like, it was madness, even just parking and seeing all the cars. And we're like, how is this going to work at the end of the night when we're all trying to leave? And yeah, it was perfect. Got home at like 12:30. We were thoroughly exhausted and literally showered and went to bed. And I'm tired today. I've already had a coffee. It's almost 1 o'clock. I haven't even eaten anything today actually, but I feel like I need to eat something and also make another coffee. I think that's the vibe we're going for. Connor just went to get a haircut. I have more work to do for the rest of the day. And other than that, I think today we are gonna go to Connor's parents' house and water their plants because they're away. But not only that, we get to harvest some of their veggies, which I'm really excited about. And I'll show you their garden, which is popping off. It literally looks 1,000 times better than ours. And I'll show you ours, I guess, too, but it's like not that exciting. I probably have a couple of things to harvest. I do think we can harvest some strawberries and some sun-gold tomatoes. And I think we maybe get to pick some of their tomatoes and definitely some green beans from our garden and theirs, and maybe a cucumber or two. So that's very exciting. And then we're gonna go to one of our favorite places for dinner, which is basically like, I don't know if this is a thing everywhere else, but in Vermont, there's a lot of places that are called snack shacks, which are like really, most of the time, very good food, good quality food, like a window, only open seasonally, and then they also do ice cream. I don't know if this is the thing anywhere else, but in Vermont, it's like a thing. Like, snack shacks are literally everywhere. And one of our favorite snack shacks is actually in New York, but it's not that far away from Connor's parents' house. And we're gonna go there for dinner and also for ice cream. And it's funny, we actually went there last weekend, but we might have friends that are gonna come with us. So hopefully they do, and we'll get to hang. And then tomorrow, the only thing we have is my friend Grace's wedding, which is in Albany, and we're gonna drive there. It's only 2 hours. And then that's kind of all we have like planned for the weekend. So Sunday will be like a reset day and preparing for next week because we're going to Montana, which I think I've said before, but we'll have a separate Montana vlog. We're gonna be bringing out all the vlogs this month apparently. But yeah, so I'm gonna go get back to work. Actually, I need to eat something and make another coffee, and then I'll be getting back to work. And I need to answer my dad about what the fuck I'm supposed to do about this chair, which apparently I need to be like kind of operating it on it. Can't wait. Hello everyone. It's Saturday and my friend Grace gets married today. We are getting ready now to, this is lovely. This is just a scar now. But I did have something else on my face earlier today. Yay! We are getting ready to leave the house within the next like 40 minutes. So I need to go do my makeup. My dress is in the dryer. I was originally gonna wear this black dress, but based on what Connor's wearing, I wanted to maybe match him a little bit better. And also, I don't know, there's perks to both dresses. The black, I can wear a regular bra, which I know is riveting to hear. And also like doesn't show if you're like sweating. We do have to sit in the car for 2 hours on the way. So that's influencing decisions as well. But I need to go do my makeup. Hopefully stop sweating. It's so hot in here. I'm also wearing like a long sleeve robe. I'm sure that's not helping. And then we're gonna get on our way and go to the wedding. Yay! Wow.
Peppers are huge, bro.
Whoa. Green beans, cukes. And then over there is all tomatoes.
So what happens when you plant green beans?
Our harvest in the Taylor Swift bucket. Everything over here smells so good. Got lettuce, basil, lemon thyme. I think this is rosemary, or I don't know. I don't know why it's flowered like that. I don't know what that is. So nice.
You have to tell me that, okay?
Okay, perfect.
It just was not good. And then
All right, we are at Connor's parents' house watering their plants. I just harvested some rhubarb. I have some tomatoes. I did accidentally pick a tomato that wasn't ready, but can add to the harvest of the weekend. There was so much rhubarb, but I only picked 4 stalks. Just to, some of them weren't as pink, they were a little bit more green, but this is the haul. We're gonna go swimming at a swimming hole nearby and then go home and make some pork tacos with roasted peach salsa for dinner and perhaps have some friends over for dinner. So that's the plan for the rest of our Sunday. We went to my friend Grace's wedding last night in Albany and it was so awesome and so fun, and we came home very late last night. Hi guys, welcome to Monday. I'm just here to sign off the vlog. Sorry if the AC is blasting. My car says it's 108 outside. That is so fucking crazy. I actually have to take a picture of that because what in the world? Anyways, I'm here to sign off the vlog. Just got my nails done and I am going to go home now. And TBD on what we have going on for the rest of the evening. Connor really wants to go swimming again. We've got dinner to have and make. I really want a needlepoint because I've been making some serious progress on my latest project. And we leave for Montana on Wednesday. And I have to record a podcast before then. So lots to do this week and only a couple of days to do it. But thank you so much for watching this vlog. We both were saying last night that this past week felt like one of the best weeks of summer that we've had, and I'm so glad that it ended up randomly being a week that I was filming, which was really fun. Like the concert, and we went to dinner with our friends, and we went to, what else did we do? I don't even know, but my battery's flashing and I need to go. But thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe down below. Check out the podcast if you haven't already. Everything with Erin is every single Thursday. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.